Success is a relative terminology.
Yeah, sure.
It can mean anything, anyone to anything. It's someone, it can mean good health. Someone, it can mean good business.
I want us today to understand the real definition of being a successful business entrepreneur. What's the definition of a successful business entrepreneur, according to your understanding?
A business that you can touch its money is when it has 2 times the revenue.
Did you know that approximately 40% of the young people in Kenya are engaging in business?
Mara unajitahidi kusave kitu, mara ukipata.
Siri kubwa sana, unajua mtu hawezi sema siri yake, lakini mimi kama nitakuelezea tu kidogo.
Today, we'll explore on what it takes to become a successful business person in Kenya, the reasons behind why many people fail, and the common challenges faced along the way. It's a tough journey, but with the right mindset and strategy, anyone can thrive in the business world. I'll be hosting this show with my co-host Mohamed Ayanle, to which we'll discuss so many things on how to become a successful business person in Kenya. I'll be your host, Daniel Kihoro. Have you ever failed in business?
Of course, I've failed several times, and even my friends have failed. I've seen others succeed, but personally, it touched me. Yes. I've closed, I think, if not 2 to 3, I think I've closed.
Okay. I want us today to have so many things concerning business, because I've realized that most of the people, they have ideas, but they don't know which business to open, how to run a business. What are some of the problems? What are some of the failures? What are some of the reasons that most of the people that are failing, mostly the young entrepreneurs? And that's the topic that we are going to have, the discussion that we are going to have it today. I want us today to understand the real definition of being a successful business entrepreneur. What's the definition of a successful business entrepreneur, according to your understanding?
Success is a relative terminology.
Yeah, sure.
It can mean anything, anyone to anything. It's someone, it can mean good health. Someone, it can mean good business. Someone can feel like earning the best salary somewhere starting. Depends. Someone can be from a watchman now to a CEO. It depends. That hierarchy. So success can be defined, depends on the eye of the beholder, but success, as we know, for us as business people, is starting something and succeeding. Alhamdulillah, I think I'm on trajectory personally. Yes.
Kwa mfano, mimi tuseme mimi nauza ndizi, I'm a banana seller, and there is someone with a big supermarket. Now sisi wote tunapick. I'm having my own customers and he's having maybe his own customers. So, can we call all of us we are successful in business? Is that the real definition of successful?
Yes, it can mean if that banana is coming from maybe from the bush or from somewhere, from low poverty line, and he started that thing, that now is the journey to success. Now he's stepping on the first stairs. And then with time, if his mindset is going to grow big, he's going to sell also those fruits, the juice. Then from there he can upgrade. If his mindset, but if it's fixed for any day hustle, I think he will be eating. That's called hand to mouth. He has a job. A job is something you earn and you do it. But to grow a business to scale, you need a mindset and ever-growing thing mindset.
Mm-hmm. So if I get you well, I want the audience to understand this. So being a successful business person, it doesn't mean that a small scale, having a small scale business, it's not being a success until you have the large one. Or even that small business, you can call it success, and when it is running well.
Of course, success, that's why I told you, to that person, if he's coming from a humble background, if he's giving him better thing, then he can charge his success based on where he was. If he is now a better position, every morning when I wake up, I always compete myself. I don't compete with others, or I don't say, why Fulani, why does he have such a wealth? No, you say, last year where I was here. Today, if I've added 10x or 2 times or 3 times where I am, alhamdulillah, you feel comfortable and then you grow. But if you compare yourself, there's a richer person than you, there's a wealthier person, there's a healthier person, there's a fitter person. In life, people like comparing.
Yeah, sure.
But so to success, I think in that individual, he's supposed to check his background. He's supposed to say, okay, yesterday I used to sell 20 banana bunches. Is it that bunch? Yes. The bananas. Let's assume we were using what is the mkono ndizi, right? In English,
a punch
of banana.
Yes.
Let's say if I'm correct, a punch of banana.
Yes.
If he used to sell few bananas in a table, what if now he has punches? What if he has different cuts across different streets? Now that's how to scale to him.
Okay.
He put this cut here, and then he employ others in different corners. At the end of the day, they cut the split. Okay. Now he's growing from that. If he steps to those, I think is in trajectory to success. And success, it depends. If you're better off yesterday, you're successful.
Okay. On the journey of becoming a successful business entrepreneur, I've been trying to interact with most of the small scale business people, and unaweza unaambia mtu si ufungue biashara, anaanza kuambia huko wanaita mimi sina damu ya biashara, sina bahati ya biashara. They call it like that way. Yeah. What are some of the key skills that a young entrepreneur or anybody who is starting business need to have, so that at least one day he or she will become a successful person in business?
In business, first thing is the first skill is I can say is communication skills.
Communication skills.
And right away from school, from primary to university, any individual who went to a school has a chance. Even outside, people are grooming you. Communication is number one. How your body language, how you talk, how you address people, how you give attention. You understand? That's a skill number one. I think from there, your speeches, everything you do, skill number one, I can attribute to communication. Second skill, any person breathing in this world should be supposed to know, and he wants to start a business, is selling skills. Why do I say selling skills? And then that selling skills, we said before communication, a selling skill will require a lot of verbal and non-verbal communication, a lot of convincing, a lot of persuasion, using psychology. You understand? All those are the skills you have to learn for you to sell anything under the sun, from fresh air to anything you can sell. As long as you are a good salesman, I think you won't sleep hungry. You understand? So I think those are the two major ones I can say. For people like 2 to 3 things. You can tell them, I can tell them 10 things, but it's good to say these two, capture it, and then you are well.
Talking about communication skills, I've been into Nairobi.
Yes.
Unapata mkikuyu anakuja hapa anakuambia hey bro nunua. Well, can you expound on that? What are you talking about? Communication skills. Yeah. Do I have the ability to speak? Am I capable of speaking? Am I capable of approaching a business? A client.
Yeah.
Can I reach to that client? Can I communicate? Because kwa business sisi tunaamini ya kwamba in business there are only 2 things to consider. Number one is the business, is the person understanding what you are selling. Yes. Then the price. Yes. Can the person understand the price that you are selling? Okay. Unapata? So, ukisema about communication skills, can you expound kindly on that?
For your case, you said that gentlemen who are selling the mitumbas who are after, maybe, it depends the class they are approaching. If your fits are expensive, they won't approach you. But if you're hustler, for example, along the Nairobi streets and they're selling the mitumbas, if they see your trousers are torn, already that shows, the person, whoever is passing, maybe your jeans are big, they see you're dark, then they can give you the solution. Because already they are seeing the problem you have. You understand?
Yes.
In sales, you're supposed to see if this customer needs something, you start selling. But many people force people, that's now called rejection. You get outright rejection. But in sales, first you listen the customer's problem. You listen. You become like the doctor. Now you listen the diagnosis, and then you start giving the solution. Your product or your service is supposed to be a solution. For our case, I'm a businessman in terms of schools. If a parent comes, he says, which is the best schools here? You tell the best alternative schools, then you listen to him. You listen if he is fitting. For our schools, it's a middle class schools. It's not high end. If he wants expensive school already, I'm not in his budget. You understand? I can't force my school to him because he will see inferior to whatever he's expecting because he's a multi-millionaire. But if he's just any everyday hustler, he will see your school as a solution. Why? Yes. It's because you can sell the problem. This parent wants transport. Yes, you have. The fees is like 20,000, 30,000. That's a middle class, low range school fees. It's not low end. At the same time, it's not high end. It's the middle. Then if that parent feels all those criteria, now you start injecting your solution. You tell them our school needs this. It can help your son this. We check your safety of your son or daughter. We take them home safely. And whenever you are selling, you're supposed to sell first person. It's supposed to be you. Yes. The clients, people like to listen their names. People like to hear themselves. People like, you understand? So when you're selling things, I think that angle of knowing the right things, you ask me, I think that's through the way communication and understanding.
Okay. So according to my understanding, you try to say the communication skills is all about persuasion. How do you persuade somebody so that at least you can become a successful person?
Yes.
Yeah. Another key role, and I think this one now we are going to make it very wide. We are running now to the digital space.
Yes.
And as you see today, everybody they are trying to compete with the digital space.
Yes.
Na hakuna hata saizi kampuni yenye unapata haina marketing team. Utasikia tuko na team yetu ya communication, the communication that you have talked about.
Yes.
How is technology changing the way of business in Kenya today? I know you have been in business even in the past.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Is it positive impact or is it negative impact to the business of today? Talking of the technology now.
I think 90% will be positive. Yes. It depends those who are grappling with the old. People don't like, psychologically, people don't like to remove what they have. People like to stay and have what they have. But changing to new things, it has a fear. It has, people fear unknown. But we like to know what we know. For our case, the best ever case study I can say personally, sisi watu ambao wana wenye mashule. Imagine today I'm investing, we are investing this media house. Why? To make content. It does not relate directly to the school. Mm-hmm. At the same time, we expose our schools through digitally. Mm-hmm. Why? We want us to see more parents are enjoying their phones. We want to go and visit their phones in their homes through everything. Mm-hmm. And from there, now we are using, instead of us exposing ourselves to the usual cable TVs, which is bloody expensive, few second ads costs you millions of Kenya shilling. Here you get 100,000 Kenya shilling, you get millions of views of, and you get the right people specifically with the right data, and snipering their heads. Why? Because just data in social media is helping us. So I think we are serving a good example. Schools are behind in terms of digital things. Why? Because most schools and most school owners are old people, old generation. They don't understand this media thing. But now the way to go in the next 8 years, 10 years, it will be media. Every business must have a media wing. Yes. Why? You have to generate content, you have to expose yourself. And I can say if you're a business owner listening me this podcast or you're seeing us through TikTok, I think the best way is go and build. Your business is also a media. Make it just and then a media, you don't have to invest this setup we have, the cameras, the lighting, that costs huge, almost $10,000, almost a million Kenya shillings. No, you just have a smartphone, you have a small lighting, and as an proprietor or as a small business, make content. Make your children, if they're in school, take content. If you have a ration store, make sure you make content. Okay. In that locality, you'll become the famous ration seller. Why? A lot of people will like you. Maybe you have a hidden talent. You never know. When you have this media, you start playing, you start attracting the right things. Sure. And from there, boom, your business will have more sales than even your next neighbor. Why? Because you are leveraging technology. So technology, it has a direct impact. Personally, why it's not good?
For you have talked about a positive impact. Have you ever been conned in business? There's a day I wanted to buy a good bed. Okay. It was about, they were selling it on 12,000 Kenyan shillings.
Through
but when you look at the bed, it's online. But when you look at the bed, this bed deserve like something like 40,000 or that is that one. But the person anakuambia when nieke tu deposit, hata usinieke pesa mingi, nieke deposit ya 7,000, then I will get the bed paka mahali huko. So how are we going to moderate this now? Because maybe business also, technology is impacting it positively, but at the same time it is affecting our business. Yes. How are we going to make sure that we moderate this and ensure that how wengine kwa sababu utapata kuna mtu ako legit pia na bado anauza online, but unapata wengine ni conmen. How are we going to do that now?
For your case, and I can share a similar example.
Yes.
3 weeks ago, people of community, for the first time, even someone called me, although it was another issue of charity, but there's a case, my wife was conned. She was told to send. These ones, they go and take beautiful products, they start selling. In fact, there is a time, even I can say here, my wife was duped. Indirectly, people are sending our son was born.
Yes,
they are sending you those great beds, beautiful beds that cost a lot of money, but here they are posting at an affordable rate. And women buy with emotions. They saw that thing. They're in Nyali, in Mombasa. It was in Nyali.
Yeah.
Almost it took me 2 days to take the position. Whenever we go, they put off the phone. You want to see the place. We want to see. We are not sending the money. We are smart people. I told them, don't give the money. Let's see. And if they have a showroom, Once we find out they are not having showroom, my wife still went again another day.
Yes.
She go and confirm. I told her, these people are scammers. No, she will not believe me. She went again until she realized. I told her, now I'm saving you. Another people, directly it didn't come to me when I'm buying online, but whenever you're at home, your wife and everything, that's direct impact. That's my pocket's money or financial. It's draining me. Why? Yeah. Whenever it's gone, also I feel the connection. You understand? At home you won't have peace if now someone is being conned. You hear the story, it touches you.
Yes.
You don't want your people to be robbed. I think online there are a lot of scammers.
Yes.
There are a lot of people who sell fake courses, fake things which you are supposed to afford. But in life and anything, everything has a risk, everything has a problem. Nothing stays clean in this world. God created everything two ways, good, evil. So you want to miss the bad boys in also entering the business, which are majority. And that is the reason of unemployment in Kenyan system.
Yeah, we have to accept
the corrupt
both
system
sides.
People are brought,
Yeah.
I think is a big thing. Corrupt system of Kenya. These graduates don't have money, don't have anything. Now they have to become scammers.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they are running great boutiques. Others are running women products. Mostly, the easiest people to scam is women because you show them something beautiful, they start buying in their mind.
Yeah, sure. Mohamed, I've been interacting with young entrepreneurs. Na unapata most of them wanakuambia, my problem is financial stability. Once I get the money, I can be a very successful business person in Kenya. But at the same time, tena ukimpatia pesa, unapata unasikia anaanza kukuuliza, hey, now which business can I do? Which business is the best for me to do it? So I think my question is, how do young people, how do they have to develop, to generate or develop ideas for them to become successful people in Kenya?
First thing is, personally, they're supposed to undergo personal development. Why? From mindset,
yes,
from spiritual, from everything.
Okay.
Someone is clubbing. They want to be successful.
Yes.
They are naked in the club. I'm talking Gen Zs. They are doing fun things.
Yes.
For our religion, I'm a Muslim. When you go near zina is adultery. You do commit all those things. You go and sleep all those women. How do you expect to be successful? It's going to be hard. It's a controversial, yes, but you're supposed to stop those nonsense. You're supposed to wait the time to marry and abstain. All the gods forbidden. All the religion forbid all those things illegally. But when your mindset is settled,
yes,
and you are focused, and then you give yourself, before you start any business, 6 to 8 months, you self-develop yourself. Wallahi, nakuapia.
Okay.
You will generate the best ideas from where? From any place you are, from your friends.
So you have said number one is to develop
their personal skills,
personal
development.
Personal
development. There's a person I follow and is a great mentor of mine. It's called Jim Rohn. Everyone, whoever knows. He says personal development is called. He says formal education will give you just a living.
Okay.
Self-education will make you fortune. Why? The skills you acquire, the communication, all these things.
Yes.
Before I started the first even branch, I was a graduate University of Nairobi. Yes, I went for formal education.
Yes.
A to Z from the university. But the moment I started self-developing myself, it opened my eyes. And the first business I started was nothing new. It was just a school, just a mere school, a private school. How do I start? I never had the resources. I never had all those things, but God was there. And then I utilized, the first resource I had was our property, our home. Later, my sister enlightened me. I want to start a school. Where do you start? I went to my friends who mentored me. It's a long story. It's I'll tell you another day. From there, I came up with an idea. First thing I saw, what I have at my hand, that was a house. We had one of my first branch. It's a big school now, over 350 to 400 students with 2 buses. That's the first ever branch 8 years ago. Now we have branched 8 schools. Then once I utilize that space, and then I look for small funds, and then from there, what has changed me is not the degree, it's my mindset. So any Gen Z is supposed to change his mindset, and then commit to God. You just be near to God, you avoid all nonsense, and then, my friend, ideas you don't need even big. You just see an idea that was working, moderate it.
Yes.
And then
I've been told with my director. Sorry. We have been informed with our director that our time is running. But you have talked about self-development, and I want us now to discuss a bit as we went up about why do business people fail in business? Why do most of the entrepreneurs fail in business? You have talked about they have to develop self-development. Now, can you expound on that while answering this question? Why do most entrepreneurs fail in business?
Most entrepreneurs fail in many aspects. I think one is the mindset. mindset,
Yes.
proper poor planning. You know, in a business when you are starting, you must commit for many years. You must say the next 3 years, let me hustle. This business is a baby, it grow. But people want to start tampering the financial. They confuse revenue with income, profit. In a revenue is any income that comes to you,
Sure.
minus the expenses you have in the expense. But people, the moment they see 10 million landing in their account, and then you have an expense of 9 million, 9.5 or 11 million expense waiting you, that business is profitable? No. You're having a revenue of 10 million, but your expenses are 11 million. That business is minus a million. That's not a money. But if you start tempering those money, you are cutting your legs, and that business will die and will be part of the history of 80% of the business that fail. So I think the best thing is poor planning, and then I think the other one is the mindset and differentiating and financial skills. That's what collapses money businesses, and then the ability to wait a business for a long time. People want agents. Those who don't know business will say they add you they'll give you an investment, tomorrow they want their popcorn.
Yes.
You know, popcorn, the moment you put it jumps up.
Yes,
they want the profit to jump up.
Yes.
It's impossible.
Okay.
African context, life is tough here, business are tough. The moment they may take 3 to 4 years to pick.
Yes.
The rest you may break even. You will be thankful if your businesses biashara zako ziki break even, unafaa ushukuru.
Yes.
Why? Yes. Otherwise, this is the environment we are living. We are not in US, we are not first world. But here, the moment that business picks well, you have the right discipline, you are committed to your God, nothing will stop you. And then people should not forget, I think, charity boosts your business.
Tukimalizia financial mismanagement, unapata watu wengi wamekuwa wakiwa na hiyo issue ya financial mismanagement. How do you ensure that you have a good financial management for you to become a successful business?
First, I think basic, if you're not good financially, hire the right people, the right accountant, let them inform you what cash do you have, what income do you have, and how much can you utilize. You know, 80% of the people are not good in finance. Delegate to someone who is I think what do you call, who is a bit tighter. Most accountants are stingy, or they won't allow the business to expend a lot. So don't just overthrow. If you're emotionally spending money, give to a third party or second party who will manage with you, advise you. We have this revenue this time. Maybe we have $1 million, but our expense is 1.5. That means the business is short of 500,000. So here you don't have any money. It will reach a time the business is break even. It have $1 million revenue, $1 million expense. That is the business is zero. You're not getting any profit. You can't touch that money. In fact, a business that you can touch its money is when it has 2 times the revenue. Your expense are $1 million, your revenue is $2 million. You have a profit of $1 million, but that cannot be called a profit. That is a business. The same money will be growing. You are investing back, and then still 600 to 800 is going back to grow your business. Because the essence of a business is to grow. You don't have to stay. You have to open branches. For my case, I think I was like 8 years, like I'm like another person. I'm just having my extra income, invest. Now we are buying schools, one school after school. Why? Because a ready school will require goodwill. It requires purchase. Someone will tell you, give me a certain amount of X amount. If I have that amount, I look for investors. We come together. Even investors investing with you is supposed to build your personal brand. They trust everything.
A wonderful and a very, very educative session. I think we have so many things that we need still to discuss about the resilience and success in business. I think we'll organize for another session so that at least we can extend this conversation. But at least, Mr. Mohamed, you have taught them, and the young people, the young entrepreneurs at least, they have heard you. I know they are going to apply your skills. And they normally say that if you have a mentor, na hiyo kuna swali nilikuwa nataka kuuliza lakini nitakuuliza next time. Do you feel that mentors can make you become a successful business person?
Yes.
Maybe ukasema tu in 1 second.
Yes. It's helping me personally. The people who introduced me to the school business or my friends.
Who's your mentor?
My mentor, there's a close mentor. There's by name or you don't. You know, it's not famous. But a friend of mine who was successful and their family was running a group of schools. When I was starting, they were having several 8 schools. I was starting from down somewhere in a low income area. So the moment they advised me, few hours, I just Then I started my project.
Okay.
And today, alhamdulillah, we are matching in terms of schools. If not, I do have more schools than them. That's 8 years ago. They were having more schools. But today, I'm catching up. If not, I'm passing them, which is good and it's healthy, and I'm recognizing there.
Thank you.
Another mentor is Jim Rohn, who is my first ever pastoral development coach. He's an American philosopher, best known. He mentored the likes of Tony Robbins and the most human developers in terms of in the world, in American philosopher. He really changed me. All his business philosophy is in my heart. Profits are better than wages.
Yes.
Self-education will teach you, will give you a fortune. Formal education will make you a living, and self-education will make you a fortune. I know a lot. Discipline is the bridge between success, and those are his quotes. Every day I used to wake up.
Yes.
Start where you are, do what you can, whatever you have.
Yes.
It's another thing. It used to be in my wall. Start where you are, use what you have, and do whatever you can.
Thank you so much. As you went, kindly give us your parting shot. Utangalia camera to young people, young Gen Zs, young entrepreneurs, and young business people.
Young Gen Zs, I know all over Kenya, we don't have jobs. We are unemployed. We are in the streets every day wanting the government to do this, do that. Our government is supposed to enable the environment. It's you who's supposed to create. It's you who are educated. If our grandparents were not educated in business, anything, but they could start businesses, what about you as a young entrepreneur who has all the skills, who has the right communication, who can hack even our neighbors' accounts? You know, it's a light joke.
Yeah.
Munaibia Tanzania, like you can start any war, anything. That's energetic. Now what you have only few things: skill up, study, fear God, and stop those nonsense, what do you call, adulteries and other things, taking pompe, what do you call English, being alcohol, enjoying girls, just focus if you want to be successful. And I have to be truthful to you. Yes, I'm a Muslim, yes, by nature, but even Gen Z doesn't have a religion, doesn't have that boundaries. Others are Muslims, and Muslims still, they're crossing the line. And whatever I'm talking is something that makes your God, you're going to chase away your God, or you're going to, what do I say, you're not going to make happy God.
Yes.
The moment you make happy God, you focus, you go to, if you're a Christian, you go to your church, you put God first. You're a Muslim, you go to your mosque, you pray 5 times, and you avoid, and then you become truthful, honest, trust. Those are the skills. In business, 90% is trust to 100%.
Yeah.
If people are giving a credit, that's a trust. The moment now you misbehave, you eat those money, where will you be? You can't even start anything. So the minority who are successful are keeping those cultures.
Okay.
Your word is supposed to be the word. But in Kenya, lying is like daily life.
Shukrani sana. Sisi tunashukuru sana. Tumesema tumejifunza vingi sana na wewe, na tumependezwa sana. Lakini umeingilia Gen Z kidogo. Tunasema poleni sana, lakini
umesalamia hao watu. Naona kina wako hapa, kina mimi ni millennial, lakini nimeigiza. Mimi naweza jiita Gen Z ama
kama umefikisha miaka 35 wewe tunakutoa.
Mimi basi kama ni 33, I'm 34 hapo. I think I'm Gen Z ama?
Wewe ni Gen Z bado. Naangalia mimi wanazungumza.
My 90s, I think 91, 92s, not Gen Z, millennials.
Okay.
The Gen Zs are 96.
Okay.
So msini salamie, but that's an advice. Hiyo kugota watu ndio inaleta shida, but kugoteni biashara, mtembee nazo inshallah. Now don't destroy others' properties. I know this week expecting demonstrations and other things in the Nairobi streets.
Asante sana. We have come to the end of the show. Remember, everything that has a start, it has an end. But remember this, that use what is in your mind. I normally say the thing that use what is in your mind to put something into your, use what is in your pocket to put something into your mind. Then one day, what is in your mind will put something into your pocket. And remember 4 things to consider for you to become a successful business person. Number 1 is the talent. Number 2 is the skills, the ability, and the gift. Until next time, I was your host, Daniel Kihoro, and my co-host,
Mohamed.
Don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel later.
Our YouTube
Dove Podcast. Yes, TikTok, follow us on Dove Podcast, na tutashukuru sana. Asante, until next time. Bye bye.
See you.